Howdy folks, this is Cowboy V2. Don't you just love when folks use the old master key to remove locks from your gate? Who the heck knows why they're trying to get in there, but it happens. In a few rare cases I've actually had where folks would remove the lock on the gate and then they'd add their own. I guess just figuring I wouldn't notice. Even one time, in fact, these bolt cutters that I have here, they went ahead and left these as kind of a gift, I guess in exchange for the lock that they had cut. Found these next to one of my gates. Anyway, so what I'm here to show you is I just finished up this gate. There's another video showing that, the whole process. And I was trying to come up with a way to do community slide lock arrangement. You've all seen these before. There's all different variations of them where you have multiple locks for multiple landowners that access property through a common gate. And basically the way that they work is if any one of the locks is removed, you can open the gate. It's just basically a chain of tie plates or chains or whatever. They're simpler or more complicated versions. And what I was trying to come up with was a way to do that only with a cut guard and, you know, to reduce the chances of somebody coming through with bolt cutters and removing your locks. Normally, the way that they'll handle that is by adding a shield that comes down on the front and the back of the locks. And that works to a limited degree. The reality is, depending on how you have the bottom of that box arranged, you can still get bolt cutters underneath there. It's less convenient, but it can certainly be done. The other downside to that arrangement is that, you know, you're having to bend over and kind of look up inside of a dark box to find your lock and then fit your key in there, and you got to fish it out, and it's just kind of inconvenient. And so what I came up with is, you know, this is a normal arrangement where you have the tie bars. You can see the links there. There we go. And so, you know, if you have a lock through any one of these holes, it prevents it from sliding. There's two more locks that I need to add to this. But the twist that I have here, let me lighten up the exposure. The twist that I have here is I welded on these cut guard plates right in the middle of the tie bars. And so what that does is it makes it so that you can still get in there and do whatever you need to your lock, but the bolt cutters, let's grab these, the bolt cutters won't fit up in there in the orientation needed. Let's see, there we go. Bolt cutters won't fit up in there in the orientation needed to get to the hasp. You know, even if I put it in there this way, you can see there's tons of clearance before I get to the hasp. And even if I rotate the lock, you can see it's still nowhere near where it would need to be able to get in there with the bolt cutters. You can rotate the bolt cutters to the side and you're not going to be able to grab it. Just no matter what you do, you can't get in there. Now, one note I will make with this style of design, the plates here do need to be thick enough that you're not going to just shove the bolt cutters in at an angle and bend the plates. In this particular case, those are pretty short, you know, stubby plates, and they're 1/4 inch thick, and so I think you'd end up tearing up the bolt cutters pretty good before you pried them out enough to actually get in there on the lock. And at that point, you may have goofed up the tie bars to the point where it might not slide so well. And so the main goal here was not really to make this an impenetrable gate. It was more so to make it so that, you know, you got road hunters and that sort of thing that are driving by and they want convenient access to your place. A lot of folks that are out, you know, doing shenanigans or whatever, they'll keep bolt cutters in their car and they just want quick access. If somebody wants to get really crazy, they can bring, you know, heavy cutting tools and get through this stuff, no problem. Anyway, let's see. I don't know if there's anything else to really cover here. Oh, one other note. When I first put this together, I had kind of designed around a longer lock. I have, let's see, there we go. I have some heavier locks than the one that's shown here that I had originally fit up on. And even then, I hadn't considered the fact that in order to get the lock off, you've got to open it and then rotate it because there's really not enough clearance. There's not enough clearance to, you know, get the lock out between, or get the tie bars out between the lock, you know, and the lock hasp in the body. And so you've got to basically pull it down and then rotate it, and then you can, you know, flip it up and pull it off. And so in order to rotate it, that means that the plates have to sit above the body of the lock in the open position to allow that to happen. And so realizing that, what I ended up doing is cutting this outermost plate a little bit shorter than the others for this small lock. This is an old lock that a number of neighbors used to get through to their parcels. And so when you open this lock, the body of the lock hangs below the bottom of this plate, and you can rotate it and then flip the assembly up and pull it out of the tie bar. For the other two locks that are going in here, they have longer hasps, and so they'll clear on the bottom. But that was something that I kind of forgot about when I was putting this together. So anyway, that's basically it. Just wanted to share that with y'all. I've not seen this arrangement before, but I'm really happy with the design. If you have any questions about it, leave them in the comments and I'll try to help you out. And if you want to see more of this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. That helps me out as far as this video getting shown to others. We'll wrap it up. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching.